My goal was just winning every single day, one day at a time. And winning did not mean that I beat anybody. Winning meant that I went to bed at night knowing I'm getting up and I'm going to sell insurance tomorrow. We believe in the community, and the community here in the United States, we sell in 44 states, which is very unique because most agencies do not sell they'll sell in I'd probably say 60% sell in one state. And then you got probably another 30 that sell in 2 or 3 or 4 states.
Only for her, I'm here in this success. She safeguarded me in a way. She told me one thing: do that thing you love. Don't do that things you hate. And that you will take you to the next levels. And she safeguarded me. Welcome to the Innovative Circle podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Shah Siddiqui, CEO of Time Research and Innovation, 𝐶𝐠 Marketing Agency, and Sales Funnel Accelerator. ICPcast is an innovative ideas to bring innovative ideas, transformative strategies, and forward-thinking insight from various industry, whether it is in technology, artificial intelligence, marketing, finance, lead generation and sales, business advisory and development, tax and accounting, or sustainability. We bring insights from some of the brightest mind, C-level executives and industry leaders who are shaping the future. In today's episode, we're thrilled to welcome Christopher Paradiso, company owner, Paradiso Insurance. Paradiso is a leading independent agency based in Connecticut, USA, with over 25 years in the industry. Paradiso, he provides tailored insurance services, solution for individuals, families, and businesses. Through the platform of Paradiso, he supports, trains fellow agents in marketing, growth, and digital strategies. Known for his passion, insight, and strong community values, Christopher is a respected speaker, expert witness, and thought leaders in the insurance space. We will discuss today innovation, impact, and the future of insurance. So, to all the viewers, get ready for practical strategies, insightful discussion, and fresh ideas to help you grow, succeed, and make an impact. So we have our guest speaker, Christopher Paradiso. Hello, Christopher. How are you?
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you for joining today's podcast. And you know that in this podcast, we discuss specifically to support future business owners and how they can perform well with expert directives receiving from these episodes. So the first questions to start with, could you please provide a brief overview of your business and share what inspired you to enter to this field?
Well, the interesting thing is I was inspired at around 8, 9 years old going fishing with a local independent agent. And that gentleman, Remo Dadal, said, we were fished all day, and he looked at me and he looked at my father and said, someday I think Chris is going to be in insurance. And I remember that's not what inspired me. It was just interesting that I was basically thought of that I would be pretty good at selling insurance. And then I was told many years after, right out of college, that you really don't have much of a chance to succeed at life insurance, sales of life insurance. And it's a 99% chance that you will fail in the first year. And that drove me, as weird as that sounds, as a super competitive person. And the gentleman's family who created the financial needs analysis in the financial field, the Wolf family, that's who really kind of gave me my first, hey, let's talk insurance. Hey, it's extremely hard to succeed, but if you do well. I think you'll do well. And that drove me because he told me there was a very good chance that I was going to fail. And I love a good challenge. So that really drove me. And I just had come to love starting my career off in life insurance and shifting into the property and casualty industry. But I really come to love people. I loved people, but I love sitting down, getting to know people at a little bit of a deeper level than just, closing a deal over the phone and then never talking to somebody. And so it really came to a love in the life insurance, which then shifted. We still do life insurance, but into the property and casualty world. And it was relationships that caused me to have the passion. My drive is for relationships. So that's why I'm, 25 plus years and still really enjoy it.
That's great, fascinating. And I think viewers, they will love to hear more stories about your engagement with business, insurance, and now your expertise is specifically supporting people. Can you dive into a little bit deeper that, okay, when you start your business, I know that it was an easy ride, as you described earlier. Can you add little bit meat to it, that your struggle and your success, how you combine them together and become successful?
Well, success is in everybody's eyes is very different. So success to me is how I can make an impact in people's lives. When I started, I really I thoroughly enjoyed spending 2-3 hours getting to know people. So success was very different then. And as a younger 28, 29-year-old selling life insurance, success was much more measured on how many policies I actually sold. Where as I shifted, as I got older, success, the grind had to be there in order to succeed in life insurance, because the class that I went into, there was 23 of us. 2 years later, there was just me. 3 years later, there was still just me. And I made a vow, and I had a life coach, and he says, you can look at this either of one of two ways. I will tell you, every day you survive in the insurance business, you get stronger. And I think people always think about it's going to get easier. That's the opposite side of how I thought. If I can get through today, make some relationships, build some and invest in people, and succeed by just waking up and staying in the industry tomorrow, I'll get to 5 years. And once you get to 5, that's the hill that, you start to have a much bigger opportunity to succeed. The numbers are much more in your, and I really fought every single day to build relationships for nothing other than to stay in business. And I know that's very different than my mindset today. But in the first 5 years, if you're newer to this industry, you have to fight every single day. The struggle is real. Competition is real. I mean, if you think about insurance, every block there is insurance, whether it's life insurance, auto insurance, home insurance, business insurance. It's not even in most blocks, there's multiple places. So the competition's real. Is what's your mindset on success and how you're going to win? And my goal was winning every single day, one day at a time. And winning did not mean that I beat anybody. Winning meant that I went to bed at night knowing I'm getting up and I'm going to sell insurance tomorrow. Very different than the way it is today. But that first 5 years was a heck of a struggle, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I think the struggle is what's made me who I am today. It's kind of what I've added into my life. I add struggles into my life, which is kind of different, right? Do things that challenges the body or challenges the mind, whether it's go to a meditation camp for 7 days where you can't talk. A guy like me, that's really hard. 3 days is really hard, but that's what's got me to where I am today. Is, discipline is one thing, grit is a different thing. And, I think I trained myself very well, grateful for my grandfather and my father with the discipline, but the grit aspect comes from a lot of work, a lot of reading, and a lot of mindset, a lot of meditation, an extraordinary amount of books and leadership workshops. So you got to invest in that mindset if you want to be successful.
That's fascinating, Christopher. My connected questions to you. Could you please discuss the key issue in your industry and explain how your efforts are making a difference of your clients and collaborators?
Yeah, I would separate like our client aspect. I think what separates Paradiso Insurance from its competitors, I think everybody says, oh, we give great service. That's a bunch of baloney. We only give great service if our clients tell us we give great service. And that's the only way we can accept that pat on the back. But what separates us is we really focus on non-traditional insurance when it comes to the business world. What does that mean? Well, we focus on captive insurance programs. We have several of them, and that captive program separates us because the average agent doesn't even know the difference between a captive insurance program. Most people say, oh, I know the difference between a captive insurance agent and an independent insurance agent. No, that's not what I mean. I'm actually talking about an insurance policy that's regulated in the captive insurance world, which is very different than traditional insurance. So traditional insurance is something we still sell a lot of, but we're known for being different when it comes to non-traditional insurance products, dividend products, captive insurance products, things that are actually opposite of the way we all learn how insurance is, right? You buy auto insurance, you don't have a claim, you keep paying, you take an increase. where a captive program is you don't have claims, you actually get some of your money back. So it's a partnership. It's really focused on safety. And most people call captive insurance programs safety programs, which is an alternative word for that. So we focus on the non-traditional insurance. And that's what separates us. And that's how we can make a difference, because when you're focused on captive insurance or dividend program, you're really focused on safety. And safety means being very, very well known and understanding each of the risks that we're insuring. So we do an awful lot in the FedEx world. We're one of the largest, not the largest, insurer in the United States for FedEx contractors. And we focus on safety. And safety, everything from cameras, which unbelievably known, AI's got to be in those cameras because that plays an even bigger role to safety. Non-slip boots, non-slip tape, really the education of, hey, we understand what type of business, and these are the 3 most common claims, and this is how we're going to mitigate them. This is how we're going to help avoid this. That's what separates us. The flip end of it, we believe in the community, and the community here in the United States, we sell in 44 states, which is very unique because most agencies do not sell in, they'll sell in one, I'd probably say 60% sell in one state. And then you got probably another 30 that sell in 2 or 3 or 4 states, but we're really like to be well-rounded. We're in 44 states. We have quite a few teammates in many different states, and that's what separates us inside of that aspect. Inside of the actual community-based, when I say we're community-based, is our agency is hyper-focused on community-based marketing. So everything from our Flag Day celebration to we have a race night, which is Paradiso Late Model 50, everything revolving around what our brand is, which is in support of our great country and our veterans who have given so much for our country. So we really are hyper-focused and giving back. We do have a concert every year in honor of our veterans, and that's just the way we like to give back. We like to get around these veterans, show them that they were cared for, loved, and appreciated. We're much more than just an insurance agency. And I think not only do we share that, and some people say, I think of you more as a social giving type of business before an insurance. And I'm okay with that because there's much more to life than just business and money.
I totally agree with you because I have seen many type of insurance companies in the UK and USA. The model you have, I think, is different and set you apart from your competitors. The way you describe giving back to the people, I think it will transform the future. So my next question is, you mentioned that you supported FedEx and their employees. Do you have any other form of businesses that you support as well?
Yeah, we have a great niche inside of farms. So we love to insure farms. Like truck and FedEx, and most of them are truckers. They're everyday average Americans, middle class average Americans who get up and work every day. Well, who's more middle America than farmers? We love, and we have a great programs for farms. Whether you're a dairy farmer, we insure one of the largest grass farmers. Can you imagine? Sod. You just can't realize, most people don't realize how much sod is sold. We actually insure the farm that creates and makes the grass and the sod for Fenway Park, Boston Red Sox. So we love that niche. We are also have another niche inside of manufacturer. And if you really think about this is all middle average Americans, manufacturers, farmers, and truckers. And they really fit inside of our brand and who we focus on and who we love to support. So our niches really are honed into our agency brand, and we like to marry those two together. So that makes us real. You know, there's industries we know nothing about, and most people say fake it till you make it. I'm not a good faker. I don't like fake people. So that's not our motto here. We're not going to fake it until we make it. That's just not my style and not something we want to play ball in the fields we know. So those are and I would say our fourth is habitational, people that, are dealing with 4 families, 6 families, 8 families, mixed use, restaurants on the first floor, 10, 2 families on top, apartments. That would be our fourth niche that we have inside our agency.
That's great to hear, Christopher. So what makes your approach unique to helping your clients and achieve these outcomes?
Well, our clients don't always know this, but we use a product that has AI at a very different level.
Mhm.
It's called Donna AI. And what's the purpose of it? Well, the AI sits inside of our agency management system, which is basically where all our data goes, all our emails go. We drop every single phone call in there.
Mhm.
And what its main purpose is a couple things. Number one, it's going to identify a centimeter score. And for those that don't know what a centimeter score is, let me just explain. Most people know what a net promoter score is, right? I send Bob an email and it asks Bob to rate our agency from 1 to 10, 1 being we were terrible, 10 being we were great. They click a button and it comes back to us. That is a net promoter score. A centimeter score is just like a net promoter score without us asking them for a score. So it's being built off of sentiments. So it listens to every phone call and it reads every email inside of our management system, and it comes up with the likelihood of that client to retain in our agency, number one. Number two, it gives us a centimeter score on how happy they are with our services. And why would I answer your question with that is because I firmly believe in the customer experience. Everybody says it today, but not everybody believes in it. And if they did believe in it, they would pick up the phone. When that centimeter score comes back at a 52, our agency is going to pick up that score, that phone, and reach out to Bob and say, hey, Bob, this is Chris Paradiso Insurance. I'm reaching out to you. We know and understand that your renewal is still 4 months away, but I'm just reaching out to you to get a little bit of understanding. How are we doing so far this year? I know what the answer is because the centimeter score says we're not doing that well. It doesn't stop there. It actually shows us and tells us where the centimeter score drops. So it either identifies the email or the phone call, so then I can listen to that phone call. But my job is really to take action. All of this AI is brilliant and people are wowed by it, but it doesn't do us any good if we don't take action with what it tells us. So half of it is what it tells us. The other half is real work. And that's picking up that phone and calling Bob and listening to Bob. Hey, Bob, how are we doing? What are we doing well? But more importantly, what do we stink at? Because we can't get better if we don't hear from you. What have we failed you at that you're just not happy? And it's amazing when you ask people like that, they'll actually give you the answer. So that is one aspect that separates us. The other aspect I would say that separates us is we use an amazing tool called the intelligent agent. And what's the intelligent agent? The intelligent agent is an AI platform that's closed that we've gone and had the ability to communicate with 𝐅𝐫𝐸, and 𝐅𝐵's content is in there, rough notes is, so it has all of the largest, most rich insurance content inside of an AI platform. And we can ask it any question and it's going to give us the answer. We even ask it, hey, can you write an email at a 6th grade level explaining cyber liability insurance to a prospect? It'll write that email for us. And why is that important? Once again, customer experience, but once again, they're not always customers. We could be prospecting. We want to be an educator. We want to be somebody that has knowledge that we can share with. But we also don't want to be insurance nerds, because I think a lot of us that have years of experience, we're insurance nerds. We talk over people's head because I think it strokes our ego and makes us feel good. But that doesn't make our clients feel or our prospects feel good. We need to talk to the average person who knows very little about insurance and is very intimidated by insurance. So how do we dumb it down? We use an AI product that is absolutely brilliant in helping us really communicate at a level that we're not insurance nerding them, is what I usually say to my team. Let's dumb it down. Not that we're saying they're dumb, but let's not intimidate them with a bunch of long insurance words that scares them and intimidates them. And, it might make you feel good, but it doesn't make them feel good. So AI is a critical thing in our agency for communication, for customer experience. But next to that is taking action. We're an agency that believes in being proactive. When I teach other agents and share other agents, I say it just like this. And some people say it's kind of crude the way you say it. And a real simple thing I'll say to an agent recently, his name was Trey. I said, hey, Trey, what do you do for your renewal process? He says, what do you mean? I said, your clients renew on April 1st. What are you going to do? Nothing. Yeah, if they call and complain, we're going to reshop them. If they don't call and complain, I'll wait until next year. I'm like, so Trey, you do get paid a renewal. You get a commission. Of course we do if it stays on the books. And you don't feel that's stealing? To me, that's stealing from our clients because our clients are paying a bill. We're getting a commission, but we're not calling them, not doing an account review. Let's make sure nothing's changed in their life. I mean, we're better than that in our industry. So that is going to bring success. It also brings work. Calling renewals to do account reviews is vitally important. But how many insurance people are actually doing it? In the financial world, they are because what's happening to the markets. It's up, it's down. People are nervous. People are calling. But in the property and casualty world, what separates us is simple. We're proactive, where 99% of the people we compete against or that come on board with us, and we share, hey, every single year, we're going to reach out to you to do an account review, whether it's personal lines or commercial lines, because we need to make sure, did you do an addition to your house? Or did you add a vehicle? Or did you buy a snowmobile and you didn't insure it? Did you get dogs? Did you put in a pool? There's so many things that have changed. And being a proactive renewal, absolutely critical and absolutely separates us from our competition.
A great conversation. I think viewers, they will love your conversation today. So everyone, thank you very much for watching today's podcast. I'm Dr. 𝐋𝐢𝐧 𝐷 and I have Christopher Paradiso. We're going to be continue our conversation. So my next question, are partnerships part of your business model? And from their perspective, what benefits make you an ideal collaborator?
So partnerships are absolutely critical to our agency. And we have different levels of partnerships, right? We have carriers that are partners, and then we have carriers that are just insurance carriers, right? It's all based on relationship. It's all based on investing time into each other and looking out for each other. But on the flip end, we also have true partnerships in our community. For example, Aqua Pump is a true partner. When we go in and do bikes for reading, we love to do bikes for reading. So we give away a lot of bikes. We go into schools. I'm a big reader. Reading has changed my life. When I was 40, growing up, I was told I was in special needs classes on reading and comprehensive, and always told that, reading is not an issue, but comprehending what you read is a real difficult for you, Chris. And I was like, at the age of 40, I basically had a coming to Jesus. And I was like, I'm allowing them to put a ceiling on me. And I started reading. I went to audiobooks. Mm-hmm. And now I consume 1 to 2 audiobooks a week and have for the last, I'm going on 12 years. It's changed my life. And one of the things I want to do is get it back in the schools and partner with local businesses to get into schools to teach reading. And how do we teach reading? We give away bikes. So kids have to read 70 hours. Their name goes in a hat, and we go into schools and we literally get them jacked up. But before we give away the bike, we also bring in a kindness program. And what we do is we have special bracelets, and it says it's cool to be kind. And we go into schools and we ask kids in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade to step in front of their whole class. And they bring all the 3rd graders, all the 4th graders, all the 5th. So they're speaking in front of many different classes, in front of 40, 50, 60, 80 kids. And we're teaching kids to talk about how cool it is to be kind. So we really spread kindness because it's important. My son was bullied so much so that I actually pulled him out of private school, put him in public. It changed my perspective, and I can't sit back and not do anything about it. And some of the stories that I hear of kids speaking to other kids, and if you saw my office filled with pictures and thank you letters, one kid, got up there, it brings tears to my eyes. He said, I'm in 5th grade. My name is James. And that wasn't his name. I'm fat and nobody really likes me. But there's one kid that plays with me every single day, and he makes me feel welcome on the playground. And I'd like to have him come up and give him a bracelet. That changed that kid's life. Not 4 weeks later, him and his mom came to my office, sat with me for an hour. We cried because he says, that day changed my life. Kids look at me differently. Like I stood up to the bully, even though I didn't hit anybody, I didn't hurt anybody, but I let them know how much pain they caused me. It's amazing on how we can change the world one kid at a time.
It's fascinating, Christopher, because, my childhood wasn't very pleasant. I did not know that I was on the spectrum. So I'm in the spectrum, autism. I did not know that. So you can imagine my childhood wasn't very good. I recognize about my autism when my son was diagnosed. Okay, he's very talented, but in his school he has some specific needs. In education, no one can beat him, but in communication and all other things, he is a little bit down. So he is being bullied and all other things. But I understand how important it is to protect yourself. So now he's doing very well, and he became the people's leader in the class. And I said, okay, that's a very big milestone of you, because you know how to protect yourself now. He's 10 and a half, and he's progressing. And the way you describe, the way you support the young people, that's really fascinating. I think the viewers, they will love, and they will return it back. They will return it back. Thank you.
I'd just like to add one quick story to that. I met a gentleman in Utah several years back.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the first white kid bused into the inner cities of Kansas City. His name was Wade. And Wade said his speech was on wear your weirdness on your shoulder. So when I read it, I'm like, So he got into a story of, hey, I am 11, 12 years old, being bused into an all-black school where I was the only white kid. What I learned is if I told them how weird I am, when I walk away, they can't gossip about me because I've shown them and acknowledged how weird I am.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave an example, and he says, he got a group together. He says, my name's Wade. Obviously, I'm a little different than most. I'm white and in an all-black school. I'm a Mormon, yes. We go to church a lot. We spend a lot of time in church.
Mm-hmm.
We don't drink coffee. We are very disciplined. We do missionary trips from the age of 19 to 21, serving God. We don't believe in sex before marriage. And I don't drink. I don't smoke because it's not a part of our religion. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a little different. I'm not your average 11-year-old. And he said that gave him the power and took the power away from all the kids that were going to identify him as different and weird. And they were going to talk behind his back. But he said I kind of took the power away. Mm-hmm. And it changed the way I thought, because my sister is special needs, and tomorrow is a big day because I coach Special Olympics. And I get more out of it than the kids do, because I get to bring happiness, pure happiness, to kids who appreciate me more than anybody else, just for being there and spending the day with them. And my last piece, and I'll get off my soapbox, is I'll challenge your son, and let me ask you a question. In your lifetime, who changed the world more than anybody else for your vision, for who you are? If you said to me, Steve Jobs changed because of technology, who would be the one person that in your mind changed the world?
My mother.
Your mother.
Yes.
And why is that?
Only for her, I'm here in this success. She safeguarded me in a way. She told me one thing: do that thing you love. Don't do that things you hate. And that you will take you to the next levels. And she safeguarded me. I passed my GCSE in 3 attempts. People told me, okay, you were a very good student, but maybe you are in drugs because you failed GCSE so many times. I did not know what was wrong with me. My mother trusted me. Yeah. So I passed it. And then she sent me to the UK for higher study. That I trust you, son. You go there. I know you will return something back. And then I realized I had a brain tumor. And when that tumor was operated, everything comes up. I did my graduation, master's, and PhD. She still believed in me. She told me all the time, you're going to be making difference in the world. And I wanted to see it. She's 85 plus, God bless her. And she's still waiting to see what I can do.
The moral of your story, I hope everybody grasps this. And I try to teach my kids. Mm-hmm. You need to believe in yourself more than anybody else. But in your case, when you didn't believe in yourself as much as you should have, your mom did. So if you don't have that mom that you had, mm-hmm. and you don't have the mindset to believe in yourself, those people are doomed.
I totally agree. So
your mom, and I no disrespect, you're as successful as you are is because when you didn't believe in yourself as much as you should have, your mom believed in you even more than you did. And that is what helped transform you to believe in yourself as much as you believe in yourself. That is an unbelievable mother, and you give her a hug and a kiss because you are a very blessed man.
I totally agree, because if I talk to people nowadays, I said, I'm here for three women: my mother, my wife's wife, and my mother-in-law. These three women, they give me power and my inner believing, like, okay, I believe what I can do. I know what is my capacity, and that will get me out there. And I'm out there. Thank you, Bill. So thank you, everyone, and all the viewers for watching ICPcast. I'm Dr. Shah Siddiqui, and I have our special guest today, Christopher Paradiso, company owner, Paradiso Insurance. We will dive into some great insight, but for now, we are taking a short break. Stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Great conversations start with thought-provoking ideas, and visionary leaders turn them into reality. Meet Dr. Shah Siddiqui, an entrepreneur, AI strategist, and business growth partner dedicated to helping professionals and companies push boundaries, innovate, and thrive to drive transformation.
Did you know that 92% of executives consider digital transformation and AI adaptation are essential for staying competitive in today's market? Furthermore, companies that use data-driven insights for decision-making also see a 23% boost in profitability compared to those that don't. Through ICPcast, we bring together the brightest minds in AI, business, finance, marketing, and other tentative fields to deliver strategies that drive measurable success.
Dr. Shah is the founder and C-level executive and leads multiple startups, including Gen Z marketing agency, Neurodivergent Business Consortium, NBC, Time Research and Innovation, TRI, and Green Threads DPP. He is AI and technology expert and helps businesses harness AI for scalability and efficiency. He is a sales and business growth strategist and the creator of the Sales Funnel Accelerator, SFA program, to guide C-suite executives to maximize conversions and revenue.
You might be surprised to learn innovation isn't just about your ideas. It's about execution. In fact, only 10% of companies successfully turn their innovative ideas into scalable strategies, while the rest struggle with execution. Businesses that focus on effective implementation rather than just ideation 3 times more likely to outperform their competitors. After working with industry leaders and disruptors, I have learned one thing: success isn't just about what you know, it's about how you apply it. That's why I created Sales Funnel Accelerator and ICPcast to provide actionable insights that you can apply right way to drive business growth and innovation.
Podcasting is now one of the most powerful tools for business influence, with 80% of listeners taking action after hearing expert insights. And when it comes to driving sales, 78% of social sellers outperform peers who don't use social media for business networking.
Are you ready to be the part of the conversation that is shaping the future of business? Let's explore innovation, strategy, and leadership together. Book your cast with me today. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our ICPcast. I'm Dr. Shah Siddiqui, and we have Christopher Paradiso. We've got some exciting insight coming up. So stay with us and we dive deeper into the world of finance, technology, insurance, and talk about more on Christopher's engagement to the business and how he's supporting the community. So Christopher, thank you very much for your contribution today. It's a great conversation. I think viewers are going to love it when we will premiere it on LinkedIn and all the social media. So my next question to you, could you please share your insight on upcoming industry trend and how you are adopting to remain ahead?
It's a great question, and a lot of people will answer this very differently. The number one thing that's going to keep us ahead that I feel is changing is, first of all, evolving in the personal lines business. And what I feel is something along the lines in the very near future, the importance of an app. And I know you're probably going to say an app. Yes, I think an app is going to be game changing with the right use of an app for personal lines for youthful drivers. Mm-hmm. So we believe in insuring families. That's one of our focuses on personal lines is families. So how about the ability to be able to control and see and have all the details of youthful drivers, making sure the technology's there inside an app that if a kid is texting and driving, I firmly believe the very near future is the agency like ours, that app is not going to allow them to text and drive. It's going to also be detailed information to mom and dad on hard braking, safety, where they are, is the car idling, is a car sitting, many different areas of that. I really think the key to the evolution is really focused on children. And I think parents want to know, because they know the risks that are out there, the amount of kids, 16, 17, when they first get their license, the numbers are staggering on boys versus girls on how many accidents are going to happen. They're both extremely high. Some are, women and girls are more severe. Boys are in twice as many. The numbers are just staggering. My son, within 45, 50 days of his getting his license, he was creamed by another 16-year-old. Creamed. So much so that it actually took the motor out of the Dodge Durango out of the car. That's how hard they were hit. And, there's just so much safety today, but the app is going to be something that is going to change how people who insure their children, most insure, they're so sticker shock on pricing, but I think the pricing is going to be relevant to who they're doing business with. I think the app is going to be something that's going to really help ease the mind of parents. I know that sounds a little different, but I think that's one aspect. I think in commercial insurance, we are going to continue to evolve in the captive world, where captives are not going to be just for, $250,000 accounts. Captives are going to be for smaller accounts, because risk is going to, and safety is going to play a huge role in futuristic policies. And what I mean by that is, think about the AI inside of vehicles. Mm-hmm. For example, today, everybody that has within our trucking program, they have to have the cameras. They're two-way. They're watching the driver and out in front, and they're AI. So if that driver yawns, within another 90 seconds, there's a text that goes to the owner of that truck that lets them know that they yawned twice. You need to remove that person immediately off the road. They are a high risk at falling asleep at the wheel. Mm-hmm. And that's the type of technology that is going to continue to, and I know people are saying, well, Chris, do you really think that's going to play a role when you have Tesla leading the way and driverless cars? I think we're far away from driverless cars. The everyday society, just everybody out there driving them. Yeah, you do have a few out there, but people are still driving them. You still got to be watching and paying attention. So I do believe the next 5 to 10 years is going to be 100% focused on AI, safety, and non-traditional insurance programs that are also going to help businesses sustain and maintain pricing. Mm-hmm. Because in a captive world, it's the client, the agent, and the insurance company. They actually partner up, because the less claims, the more the agent makes, the more the insurance company makes, and the more our clients get back. That is non-traditional thinking. That is not how the public thinks of insurance. I actually believe 10 years in and out that those type of programs, dividend programs, are going to come into personal insurance.
Thank you very much, Christopher. Thank you very much. So to that, I just wanted to ask you, is there any misconceptions about your industry and that you would like to address today and clarify to the audience?
I think there's a lot of misconceptions. I think the number one thing is insurance is a commodity. Insurance is a commodity until you're sued. And when you need it, you'll realize insurance is not a commodity. A Louis Vuitton is a commodity. You know why? You don't need it. You can buy a coach for a lot less expensive. Now, not everybody wants a coach. Mm-hmm. Insurance is an absolute must to understand. And I will also say, total myth is insurance agents are middle people who aren't really that important. Let me just buy it direct. Well, you need representation, number one. You need education, in my opinion, because in the ever-changing world, insurance, every homeowner's is not the same. Every business policy is not the same business policy. And you will find that out when you buy the wrong policy and you get sued and there's no coverage. Absolute myth. And a good agent is going to be an independent agent who has a claims liaison, a claims communicator, and who's willing to help educate you and walk you through the claims process. Anybody can sell insurance. Insurance agencies and agents are not a commodity. We can't think of them as a commodity. We can't think of them as not important. And a good insurance agent is going to be an educator and is going to share the options and choices you should have, that you should think about. And at the end of the day, the client has the right to decide what they feel is best for them. But a good agent is going to be an educator and share with them all the options and choices.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So my last questions. What advice would you give to the inspiring entrepreneurs looking to make a mark in the field of you are working now?
The biggest advice I would give them is reach out to other people in the industry. I think when I first started, I know there was a misconception of like, well, they're my competitors. Why would I call my competitors? It's like calling I'm going against the basketball team from East Catholic. I'm not gonna call the coach there because we compete against them on Saturday. No, absolutely not. Relationships matter. And invest in finding people who you feel are successful in the field that you're in. If you're in insurance or you're in the financial field, if you find a successful agent or a successful financial person, reach out to them, ask them questions. The number one question I tell people, don't ask me what I succeeded at. Ask me what I failed at. Ask me what I learned from what I failed. Ask me what I should have done. Ask me what I did wrong. You can learn from that. You can't, you're very limited in learning from what I did to succeed. Like I can give you techniques, but that doesn't mean those techniques are going to work for you. You're different than me, but you can learn from what I failed from. You can learn from my mistakes. That's the real question. Find people you feel are successful in the field you want to succeed in. Reach out to them. What do you think Kobe Bryant did to Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan, when Kobe passed away in his eulogy, he actually said he was annoying. He called me at 2:00 in the morning and asked me the dumbest questions. They weren't dumb to Kobe Bryant because Kobe Bryant was going through exactly the questions he asked, where Michael Jordan, he was already retired. It didn't matter to him. No dumb questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Reach out to a mentor, somebody you think is successful. Ask them. Build a relationship with them. Spend a day with them. Take them to lunch. Take them to dinner. Invest in that relationship is absolutely key. I would tell you, if I was to do it over again, I would have done it more.
Thank you.
Don't be afraid. You can't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. Reach out and ask. We're all human beings, and you'll be shocked at who will take your call and who will invite you in.
I totally agree with you. So we are nearly end of our sessions. So at the end, I just wanted to ask you, do you wanted to add anything else apart from the questions that I have asked, a last message to the audience?
My last piece of advice would be invest in technology. Technology does not replace people. Good technology enhances the people you have. It's like investing in your staff, investing in leadership. Invest in your people by embracing the right technology and then educating your teammates that this is going to help them succeed more at their job. And I would tell you, technology needs to be looked at as an enhancer to the skills of your teammates, not something that's going to replace your people or eliminate jobs, which I hear it all the time. And I'm like, no, this technology is going to help you do a better job. And my goal is, how do I make it easier and more effective for you to do a better job? I'm investing in you, my teammates. Critical.
Thank you, Christopher, for your contribution today. I think a viewer is going to love it when we premiere this on our social channel. And we just end of our session. So today we discussed about Christopher's financial as well as insurance and all other things. I hope today's episode has given you enough information to work on, and we're going to be welcome you to the next episode and talking to another of our guests. If today's episode contribute a little bit knowledge to you, please feel free to subscribe our YouTube channels, as well as subscribe to our newsletter and share this episode with your network. Next week, we're going to be welcome you with another episode. Until then, stay tuned, stay inspired, and bye-bye.